You know your tortoise is getting big when he's in your bedroom at night and you can hear him farting. Anyways, here today, we are gathered here today to do Plush for Justin Taylor and Edward Kaczynski. Dangerously close to Kaczynski. I have like a 55-year-old woman student named Leanne who likes all the stuff you'd expect your average 55-year-old woman to like, and then she inexplicably really likes Stone Temple Pilots. Anyhow, here we go. First step, you're going to play the E string and the B string on the 3rd fret, and you're going to strum 4 strings. So it's like playing a G chord, but only this much of it. So that's easy. All right, next, you're going to play a D7 shape. So D7 would be B1, E2, G2, but we're going to move it up 1 fret, and we're still just going to play 4 strings. So that's like a D sharp 7 with a D in the bass. The D would be the major 7. It's got all kinds of wonky stuff in it. It's only 4 notes. But that's why that sounds neat. It's a major 7 and a 7. Woof. Followed by, from here, your ring finger, if you're using your ring finger. I like to use my pinky finger for that because here's what we're going to do. We're going to move the G string down 1 fret to the 2nd, and we're going to move the B string down 1 fret to the 1st. So we have E3, B1, G2. It's kind of like an inside-out D minor chord. What is it though? It's a D7 with a G on top. It's a D7 suspended 4. That's what it is. And then the last one doesn't get easier than this. You're just going to keep your whatever finger you're using on E3. And see, so what the Stone Temple Pilots have accomplished here, and this is why I call the Stone Temple Pilots the Beatles of the 90s, is because they are in love with making a note go down 1/2 step at a time in a progression. So if you watch the B string, it's got 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open. So part of the motion that you're hearing is... And then after that, of course, on the B string, you walk back up. Open 1, 2. And on the walk up, you don't have to be too exact about what you're strumming, just strum 3 or 4. And you can end it with a big G if you like. Anyways, that's the intro. That's the awesome, recognizable part. Then we get into part 2. We'll call it the verse. G. D with an F sharp in the bass. That's the better man chord. So we have E2, G2, B3. Followed by F, followed by C, but very important, C with an E in the bass. And here's another way that the Stone Temple Pilots have achieved walking down chromatically. Hear it? Yeah. C, E is in C. Here we go. Here's our C chord. It's C, and then E is the major 3rd. It's right there. Here's a bad way to play C minor. 3rd fret, because in a minor chord, the 3rd drops 1 fret, right? You never thought about this probably before, but 3rd fret A string, 1st fret D string, 1st fret B string. It's C minor. Anyhow, where was I? We made it through to the C. G, da-da, D, F sharp, da-da, F, C with an E in the bass. And here's a neat chord. It is a D sharp major 7 with a B flat in the bass. But what that amounts to is A string and D string, 1st fret with your pointer finger, G string and B string, 3rd fret. I like to use my ring and my pinky fingers, but you could bar it as well. Now, that doesn't look anything like a major 7 chord, you say, or nothing at all like a D or a D sharp, but watch this action. If we were to do D, there's a reflection. Now, forget about your middle finger. We don't care about that. If we play those 3 strings strings, it's still D. If we move it up 1 fret, now we have to employ different fingers, but we still have this shape out of your D. Then we have to raise our bass note, the D string, by 1 fret. So here is our D sharp little mini chord. Then, remember, the root note of your D chord is on the B string. So this here, on the 4th fret of the B string, would be a D sharp note. If we flat the root by 1 half step, 1 fret, it becomes a D major 7. Now we have 1, 3, 3. That's pretty. And then, if we add this 5th B flat in the, guess I should call it A sharp, since I didn't call this E flat major 7. Anyways, doesn't matter. On the 1st fret of the A string, there it is. That's where it came from. D sharp or E flat major 7 with an A sharp or a B flat in the bass. Both of those things say the same thing. Blues are raining in a bedroom. G, D, F sharp, F, C, E. And would you even care? Now we're to the 3rd part. There's only 4 parts. Here's the 3rd part. This is fancy and fun and free. Fancy, fun, and free. D, but we're not going to bother with this guy. Followed by C, add 9, but we're only going to do A string 3rd fret and B string 3rd fret. Or you can do your whole C add 9 with this pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the D string as well if you want. I choose not to, because the next chord is G with a B in the bass, which is A string 2nd fret. Trying to get rid of that reflection. A string 2nd fret, B string 3rd fret. And then back up to your C add 9 here. Because it flows easier that way. Oh, there's 5 parts in this song. This is the 3rd part. See, if you do the whole chord, it gets clunkier. You can do it that way. Whole D, whole C add 9, 3, 2, 3, 3, nothing on the G string, and then your G with a B in the bass becomes like a G, but without this finger there. But the purpose of the thing is to really emphasize this. Okay, that's part 3. I call that the inter thingy, because it happens in between thingies. And then, back to our E flat or D sharp major 7 with a B flat in the bass. Where you going, tutu? Tutu. F. E flat major 7. F. Or F. Into the chorus, finally, G, F, C with an E in the bass. And then the fun part. Finally, you get to go up here. A string 6th fret, that's another E flat. They love E flat in this song. And G string 8th fret, that's an octave chord. We don't want to hear anything but the A and the G string. So mute the rest of it with some combination of your pointer and your ring or your pinky finger. Whatever you're using here, that's fine. E flat, D. Octave chords are comprised of 2 of the same note and nothing else. Octaves are called octaves because they're 8 notes apart in the scale, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's 8 notes and they're comprised of do, that was my thumb, and do, that was my middle finger. So, chorus, G, F, C with an E in the bass. Find it, find it. by Stone Temple Pilots. I'm sure a million billion other guys have showed you how to do that on YouTube, but I didn't look. Perhaps maybe I said something in some different way that made sense to you. But at any rate, thank you for the request. I really like that song. And I had to do it because you're going to see what video's posting tomorrow, and some of you won't be happy. But anyways, we did it for Mr. Anthony Titone's birthday, so when's your birthday? Let's do whatever song you want to do on your birthday. All right, thank you for being here. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you again for being here. I'll see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.